Here to show you Bog Speed Clear, Bog Root Speed Clear as a Dervish. Pretty much one of the easiest Sun Dungeon Speed Clears you can do as a Dervish, or really as in any profession as a Speed Clear, because literally 80% of the run you're going to do nothing but AFK while the tank runs through, as I made my other video previously on tanking for Bog Speed Clear. So right now all I'm doing is waiting on the tank to make it to the dungeon. Bog Root Growths takes about 2 minutes and 20 seconds to make it there, and once we get there we will pretty much AFK all of level 1 as well. So all you have to do as an objective as a DER for Bog Speed Clear is level 2, which involves killing 2 bosses at the middle of the dungeon and at the end of the dungeon. That's really all you're going to do. The rest of the run, for level 2, you're really just AFK until level 2, and then you're going to run with the group from there. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'll start back up once we get to dungeon level 2. I'll be sure to put the build in the description for the what I'm running as a build, as well as the weapons you will need. You will need a staff and a scythe. The reason for a staff is when you're running, you're going to want to wield a enchantment staff so you do not get casted crippling anguish from the mesmers. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't. This is Reborn. I'll be right back. So we made it to level 1. The assassin made it to level 1. All we have to do for this room is literally go in and kill the first group. That's all you're expected to do for level 1. The tank is expected to run to level 2. So I'll be sure to pause it and make it once we get back to level 2 after this group is dead. That's literally all you got to do. Once you're here, you're able to wait on the tank to run to level 2. Alright, now that we're at level 2, I would highly recommend at least a minimum of a Cupcake, just because it's nice to have that speed boost. We have a full con set as well, so I went ahead and popped a couple of Pcons just because I prefer running with a Cupcake and apple and candy corn for that extra boost. Usually I use I am unstoppable once I'm crippled here. I'm going to have the mission map open. Now that we're at level 2, the tank made it through. Now it's time to not leech or AFK anymore as a derv. So all you need to do the whole run is maintain a staff of enchantment with the preferred energy I would recommend, and stay with the team. Usually you have a Paragon with you, but this run we're not having any Paragon. And notice that I had Crippling of Anguish, so that means I'm going to have to continually use EE anytime possible. And there might be a slim chance of where I might even die. So if I do die, then I'll just go ahead and shadow follow somebody else, which is a cause that can happen sometimes. That's just because if you get Crippling Anguish, you are having a chance of dying. That's the main reason why you don't wield a Scythe when you're running, because you do have a slim chance of having Crippling Anguish, a bigger chance when you're wielding a melee weapon. Alright, now that we're onward, I'm going to have the mission map open the whole time. That way you can see exactly what you're expected to do. So we're literally running through this dungeon. We're not going to be doing nothing but running the whole dungeon. All we're doing is killing 2 groups as I described earlier. So all you need to do is pretty much run with the group for Bog Speed Clear. So that's why I said earlier, this is one of the easiest dungeons for you to do as a dervish. This is where I would recommend you start before you even do assassin tanking, just because of the fact of how easy it is to do, and it's something to learn. As long as you have your gear properly set and you maintain all your enchantments and you don't get stuck in a group, you will really pretty much not die unless you have crippling anguish or any kind of hex on you. See how you could have got stuck here, but I got through. Notice I was at the back, now I'm almost at the front. That's just because of me using my Ebon Escape nonstop. That's another skill you want to continually use. So a lot of the times when you do runs, you'll notice at least half the team will die. That is normal if somebody does end up getting casted on, or you have an issue where somebody gets body blocked, or you're having somebody run non-healing skills. Like if they have a Mesmer this run, so he's probably not running anything besides Ebon Escape. Alright, notice that we have to kill this Rip Boss here for this one, so depending on the skill you have, you either kill this one or you would have one in another area that you'd have to kill. Usually you'd have a boss here prior to the shrine, or you'd have a boss after the shrine ahead. Notice we have a boss here. You kill these in order to get the gate to open. Alright. So once we got that boss, we got the boss key, we picked it up, and now all we have to do is run to the end and kill the final group. So this whole dungeon run is really self-explanatory. I mean, it's literally you're just watching me do a commentary as I'm running through with the group to do the Bog Speed Clear run. There's our boss. So go ahead and EE and use your Scythe. I didn't switch right. I switched to my Scythe and I kill. There we go. You pick up the boss key and then you go ahead. So depending on the quest that you brought, this one actually we had to kill 2 bosses, unluckily, just because of the fact of the quest that was picked up from Tech. If you pick up from the other guy, Griff, then you usually can have the proper just single boss you kill, and then the dungeon is a little easier. Either way, you're doing the same concept. You're killing the ritualist boss throughout. So notice that half our party's dead, so you want to make sure at least 3 to 4 party members do hit near the shrine, just because of the fact that you want to make sure that you res in this area location. You do not want to have to res back here where I'm showing you on the mini mission map. If you res here, then you're going to have to run all this again. So if at least half your team makes it to the end, which is right here, and we're looking at right at 4 minutes, so we're a little about 30 seconds behind, so we should be at 3 minutes right now for a perfect run, which is fine. That was also depending on us having to kill 2 RIT bosses. But basically, once we res here, we're going to wait for the tank to go in, and then once he groups them up, we're going to ebb and escape the tank. So this is where you want to make sure you have your Scythe ready and full energy whenever you go in to kill. So if we don't kill him now, then I'll still end this video, but most likely we will because we have 3 dervishes alive. So all you need to do is just cast all your enchantments and be ready to spike when he groups them up. So the tank is not DCing properly this time, which is fine. We can still do it. And we spike just like that. Notice how I had a VOS bomb effect and it killed him in the group. So now just maintain all your enchantments and do your best to kill the boss. And that's the simple guide to VOS, BoGSC, Speak Clear as a Derv. Be free to comment to suggestions or any ideas you see that we could improve, or if y'all have any questions regarding BoGSC Speak Clear in general as a VOS. Thanks, guys.